Well, hello everyone to the new or next episode of the podcast. This week's episode is going to be Killers versus Killers. It doesn't exactly mean that they will fight each other, just more along the lines like what they will do if they were to meet each other in one of the maps. So, I think that was a very interesting topic, so that's why we're going it today. Today we have the Avatar MJ and Mr. Fiery Skeleton.
Hello.
So Miss MJ is gonna be the one to take it off. So hers is the Trapper and the Nurse. So stay
Yes.
tuned and listen in because it sounds like it'll be a really interesting tale indeed.
Okay. So mine is the nurse and the trapper. So I believe the nurse would be a very interesting meetup with the trapper. Because as the nurse is blinking with her ability, the trapper can, in theory, trap her in mid blink. But I feel like that'd be really funny to watch. But I also think that she could either be in solid state or in phasing. Would she bleed or would she not finish the blink and go back to where she started? But the trapper would be more on the defensive side in a action of against the nurse and the trapper. In my opinion, they're not the best going against each other. I mean, because they can contradict each other, but I think they would be great to team up against survivors. One reason why I think that is as the nurse is going and basically hurting the survivors towards a specific direction on any given map, the trapper can have random traps in really good hiding spots because as the survivors are running away from the nurse as being blinked, they'll step into a trap and then the trapper or the nurse can hook them. That is my personal opinion though.
I definitely enjoy the fact that if the Trapper and the Nurse were to fight each other, it would be a very interesting match. Or
Mm-hmm.
if they were to help each other, the survivors would end up having absolutely no chance whatsoever.
Exactly. Personally, I think it'd be great.
Definitely
I
interesting.
wonder I wonder if they would ever get two killers on one map and double the survivors. If that'd be a fun way.
Yeah, that would be really interesting indeed. I don't know. Maybe one day. Who knows?
So I have Michael. Michael meets the Trickster. So on on October 30th, 1978, Michael was patiently watching Laurie Strode's every move outside her house in Haddonfield, Illinois. Dark mist rolled in, covering the road, cars, and street lights. The peaceful, sleepy neighborhood would would be broken up by menacing laughter. As the laugh pierced the air, cracking it, Michael turned his attention from Laurie to the source of the eerie noise coming from the figure standing in the mist. Michael's attention was drawn to the blood-stained man standing in the middle of the roadway. The man slowly walked towards Michael. Michael heard the laugh getting louder and louder as the man got closer and closer. It was the trickster. As the trickster walked closer and closer to Michael, the Michael started looking as he was nothing but more than a fan. Michael Michael started walking towards the trickster. The trickster pulled out his knives. The trickster started throwing his knives at Michael. Michael stopped walking to glare at the knives Trickster was throwing. The first knife hit Michael in the right shoulder, yet Michael looked fixated at the Trickster. The Trickster used his main event and threw a flurry of knives at Michael, hitting him left and right, mid, and in the face. The Trickster didn't stop. Michael proceeded towards the Trickster without hesitation. As Michael got closer and closer, he started clenching his knife in his fist, ready to stab the Trickster. The trickster stopped throwing knives because he ran out. The trickster raised his bat, ready to swing at Michael. But Michael is too fast and headbutts the trickster. The trickster stops to fix his hair. Trickster headbutts Michael back, but stumbles back in pain, and yells in Korean, "Damn motherfucker." The trickster regains his balance and gets ready to swing his bat at Michael. Michael stops the trickster and stabs him in the chest with his knife. The trickster spits up blood and spits it in Michael's eye. Michael only looks more angry at the trickster and plunges it deeper in his chest. As the trickster falls to the ground, Michael twists the knife and pulls it out of him. The trickster yells at him again in Korean, "You damn motherfucker." Michael tilts his head. Michael plunges his knife back into the trickster's chest. The trickster falls over in defeat. Michael pulls his knife back out of the trickster's chest and walks over to Lori's house, waiting to stalk her for another night until Halloween night.
Now for the final story. This one is going to be of, how I should say, two Speedy Boys. The entity found itself growing tired of the same old back and forth of 4 survivors and a killer doing the usual loop. Till it had an interesting idea. What if it put 2 killers in the same area as one and another, and let them have free reign? Then began the act of setting up the events to let this happen. Here are 2 that were sure to rev each other up. Blight appears, as he usually does, expecting to go find some survivors and kill them. He hears the entity tell him to have fun with this twist of a match. Blight confused, he goes speeding away into the snow. As he gets going, he hears a chainsaw nearby. As the night grows closer, he sees not a survivor, but what seems to be another killer speeding towards him. Hillbilly was confused at the entity's wording, but as usual, he knew it was best to get revved up and get going. He starts sprinting through the snow, and then he sees what seems like a quick survivor, but as he gets nearer, he notices it's another killer. Surprised by this, he slows down to a stop right in front of them. Blight, ready to fight in case this killer was willing to kill another killer, he calms down as the other killer slows down to a stop in front of him. The 2 are now staring at each other and sizing each other up. Hillbilly asks, "So you're the twist? What do you do?" "I have this chainsaw that I run with. It's just hard to turn at times." The Blight replied, "I get that. I go sprinting too, and turning is a pain. I just bounce off things until my injection wears off." Hillbilly getting a little excited, "You speed too?" Blight responded with a nod. They both realized what they had to do. They line up next to each other and race each other across the map. Blight bounces into a few things and Hillbilly crashed here and there, but they had so much fun. So much that they forgot where the finish line was that they set up for the race. "Well, Hillbilly, that was fun. It's so boring going after those survivors all the time, where they can't even keep up with my speed." "I know, right? Survivors are too slow and bored me completely." They both nodded at each other and speeded to their heart's delight across the map until the entity decided what to do with them. The entity was entertained for a moment, but got bored after no fighting had happened. It craves for blood, and will always crave for it for eternity. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed those stories and the little ideas about what different killers would do when in contact with another killer. We should have more up in the future because I do think that going along this topic and having a few more episodes on this topic specifically would be entertaining. Just as entertaining as the two Speedy Boys had with their little race. We have Avatar MJ, who had to leave a little bit early, but I will link her Twitch in the bio, and I will be leaking Fiery Skeleton's link of his Twitch in the bio as well. Do you have any idea when you will be recording? Going live anytime soon?
Hopefully I can, if I can in the next week or two. I'm definitely gonna try to make an effort to do it on Valentine's Day for anyone who likes to play DBD when they're alone on Valentine's Day. So yeah, I'll definitely try to do it on Valentine's Day at the latest.
So guys, you have it there. Hope you give him a little look, a little shout out, a little, just some of your time to go check him out. Go check out the Avatar MJ as well. And obviously go check out my socials down the link in the bio as well. Because I have the Twitter, the Instagram, and also have, Twitch, obviously. Where we play Dead by Daylight most nights, and I try doing some single player games. Try to give it a little bit of variety for you guys. So, with that all said and done, I hope to see you all in the next episode. And hopefully you'll be visiting my world sometime soon. Goodbye.